Okay, show you how to make a basic bow. So let's see. This piece of fabric I'm using right here, this lovely Ariel fabric, is about 12 by 9. I'm not super specific. I don't use a pattern for this. It's just whatever I'm working on. Like, I get the basic size that I want. So the first thing you do, you want to start with a rectangle. You want to flip it over so the right side is down. Now, I use a no-sew method for the most part, especially when I'm doing bows for ears. And I want to use as little glue as possible because that makes it actually just kind of hard to work with. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold the pieces of the rectangle long end like in towards the middle. You want them to overlap just a little, but not too much, honestly, to make just that smaller rectangle. So you want to, and so if you are not comfortable with this process yet, you can put a little dot of glue like right here to hold it together. That's what my daughter does when she's making hers. The next thing you want to do, and I do just leave my edges raw because they are going to be folded in. I fold it to the middle. And you do want this to overlap half an inch to an inch-ish, you know. All my stuff's kind of ish. So, and again, you can, if you want to, put a dot of glue right there. I failed to grab a ribbon before I started, so let me see if I can just grab a piece of ribbon over here. So I don't always use ribbon. Actually, sometimes I like to use my daughter always has these laying around, a pipe cleaner. You can use a piece of pipe cleaner, which is actually kind of nice to do your initial folds and ties, and then you can put your nice middle over the top of it. You can use either a ribbon or a piece of fabric, whatever it is that you're wanting to use. But I'm going to show you with a piece of ribbon today, just for my basic. But yeah, you have your basic, you know, fold it over, then fold it again. So then you go and pick it up, and holding on the back side, and then you want to do an accordion fold. So this is the part right here where you're making your shape of your bow. Alright, and then this is where you're going to see how big's your bow going to be, what's it going to look like. So you do want that top fold to go back that way, and the bottom one to go back that way, so that you got that nice fold. So here's where I might use that piece of pipe cleaner. It really makes it super simple to grab it and then just give it a little twist on the back. And then what you can do, leave it a little bit loose, because then you can really get that centered up there into its correct spot. Alright? So then, if I'm going to do this, then I want to take and tighten that up and just give it a couple twists like that, so that I make my nice bow. Then I'm going to take my scissors and snip those bits off, and then just press that down with my fingers. Okay, then I'll take my ribbon or piece of fabric or trim, whatever I'm going to use for the middle, and then this is where you actually have to use some glue. So I'm going to take, and I got my glue gun right here. This is where you should be using a finger cover. I'm terrible about using finger covers. So you'll probably hear me burn my fingers at least once, because I'm pretty bad at burning my fingers. Okay, then you take and you want to hold this down and pull this end over tight. So what I did is I put the glue blob so it went a little bit past the end of this bottom piece of ribbon, so I can then pull the top piece over tightly. And then I will want to trim that off. And there you go. You have just made yourself a bow. Alright. And so I did want to say, for when you're making them for your ears, this one would probably be a little bit small for ears. I like bigger bows on ears, honestly. This one I made a little bit small because I wanted the aerials to show. That's the same fabric here, by the way. And I knew I was going to be putting lots of trim pieces on here. But, and this one actually made puffy, and if you want, I can show you how to make a puffy bow. It's really just one extra step. But if you want a bigger bow, you use a bigger piece of fabric. So height-wise, your fabric is probably still going to be about the same. You want to use a little bit longer, a little bit taller piece of fabric. So the bigger the piece of fabric you start with, the bigger your bow is going to be in the end. So then how I would attach this is really I just set it on there and I glue it. This one was actually one of the first pair of ears I ever made, so that's not fantastic right there, but from the front it looks good. So yeah, that's all there is to it.